A child only eats the ankle because he thinks it is a class, and then the whole family declines into poverty. It all started from a saying of the father.
At the end of the Ming Dynasty, in a wealthy region south of the Yangtze River, there was a man respected by the entire area, Master Vuong. Although he came from a poor background and endured hardships in his youth, through intelligence and perseverance, he built his fortune from nothing. By middle age, his fields stretched far and wide. Granaries were filled with rice, and his wealth in gold and silver was countless. However, the richer Mr. Vuong became, the more he changed. The humility of an experienced man gave way to arrogance. He looked down on the poor, spent money like water, and his words were always boastful, disdainful of the world. The Vuong family's house was no different from a high-ranking official's mansion. Glazed tile roof, beams carved with dragons and phoenixes, shining brightly from night till morning like a shower of stars. The local people both respected and envied him, while he just laughed with satisfaction, revealing his dazzling gold-plated teeth. One day, after a midday drink, he took his 8-year-old son, Vuong Kai, out to the garden for a walk. The child was born into luxury and had never set foot on rough ground. When he saw some servants peeling corn, Vuong Kai asked his father in bewilderment, "Dad, what are they doing?" Mr. Vuong smiled. "They are husking corn. The rice you eat every day also comes from these grains." The boy shook his head. "But there is so much rice in the market. Why do you have to work so hard?" Mr. Vuong burst out laughing. "The rice sold at the market is only for common people. Our family eats carefully selected rice, where each coin buys less than a few grains. You eat not because it is rice, but because of the status." That phrase was deeply imprinted in the child's mind. The next morning, Vuong Kai ordered the workers to stop peeling corn. "Today, I don't want to eat rice. I want to eat fish." The servant was surprised, but still obediently agreed. A maid said tactfully, "The young master likes to eat fish. Let me go to the market to pick the freshest one to cook." "No," Vuong Kai interrupted. "The fish at the market belong to the commoners. I want to eat fish that matches the Vuong family's status. Buy a whole truckload of fish and bring it here. I want to see fish jumping all over the yard." No one dared to argue. An hour later, the yard was full of fresh fish flapping their tails, water splashing everywhere, and a strong fishy smell. Vuong Kai clasped his hands behind his back, walked around like a general inspecting his troops, then coldly declared, "Remove all the fish eyes. Only take the eyes. Throw away the fish body." The atmosphere suddenly froze. Everyone was astonished, but no one dared to object. By dinner time, there was only a blue and white porcelain plate on the table, with a pile of fish eyes shimmering like pearls in the center. Master Vuong saw it and was startled. "What is this?" Vuong Kai was calm. "It's the fish eye, father. Anyone can eat fish, but only someone with real strength like me can afford to eat only the most precious part." "We eat not because it's fish, but because of the prestige." Mr. Vuong threw his head back and laughed loudly, praising his son for knowing how to save face, having vision, then raised his glass with pride. But he did not expect that it was precisely that indulgence that was the sweet trap that killed an entire lifetime. Vuong Kai grew up surrounded by wealth, never knowing hardship. He did not appreciate the value of food, nor did he take care of his clothes. He complained about getting his hands dirty with small tasks and found big tasks troublesome. He did not understand the value of money, did not study, did not train, and only sat comfortably under the protective shadow of his father's virtue. When Master Vuong was ill and the family estate needed an heir, Vuong Kai was like a rotten mat. The vast fortune quickly vanished. The servants left, relatives distanced themselves. Those who once praised his capabilities now turned their backs. That winter, in the cold house, there was no shimmering light, only the sound of the wind whistling through the cracks and the rumbling of hungry stomachs. The Vuong family, once a symbol of class, died silently in hunger and cold, with no one to mourn them, no one to mention their names. Not far away, behind the mottled brick wall, was the Truong family's house. Not wealthy, not flashy, but Mr. and Mrs. Truong raised their children with both love and discipline. The children there had been accustomed from a young age to farm work and market chores, learning to value every grain of rice and every bowl of water. The boy from the Truong family did not grow up in luxury, but grew up through his own efforts. He did not rely on others, did not boast, did not complain in hardship, and was not arrogant in happiness. Growing up in ordinary life, he built his own career with talent and virtue, becoming a person respected by the whole region. No need for lanterns embroidered with gold thread, no need for glazed tile roofs. But the Truong family's home is always warm and full of laughter. People come to them not because of their wealth, but because of their character. On one side is the Vuong family, living in illusions, ending up empty-handed. On the other side is the Truong family, rising from simplicity. The different outcomes are not because of poverty or wealth, but because of the way they raise their children, whether they know how to cultivate themselves or not.